going on, college football fans? It's another episode of the Fanatic on the Fanatic Sports Network, man. I'm your guy, Coach I. Listen, man, we're here to talk Vols Gamecocks. This was a very interesting one last year. So I'm interested to see what kind of fireworks go on this year. No pun intended. Uh, but
You know
yeah,
what I'm
Vols and
saying?
Gamecocks, man.
Yeah,
Preview.
yeah,
Let's talk
yeah.
about it.
The fanatic, where we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk, you know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina, upstate, A64. Yeah, the FANATTIC, the fanatic, where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what
All
I
right, man.
see.
If you're new to the channel, man, we talk college football all the time. We do game previews, we do live streams, we do a Saturday night snap count every Saturday, talking the day's college football. We have other college football content creators come on and just have a good time and chop it up and talk about the day's games and instant reactions. Also, if you're just a college football fan and you like talking to know what like former players and things of that nature, you know, think listen, I did go to the University of Georgia during Kirby Smart's time playing there, and we do a live stream every Tuesday with some former Georgia players that played with him to get their insight on what the dogs are doing. All right, man. This week we talking Tennessee versus South Carolina. This time it's in Neyland Stadium. What is that? Like 110,000 plus screaming fans. I think this one may get a little chippy just because I don't know what the feelings between the head coaches are like. I know some things were said in the media last year, just like, "Hey, running out of fireworks, we scored so much," that type of thing. But I think it's more so the fans. But I love it. It's college football, man. Just to recap, last week, man, Tennessee beat UTSA pretty handedly. South Carolina got a home conference win over Mississippi State. I think South Carolina, jumped out on them fast. Looked like it was going to be a blowout. Mississippi State put together, a game, but then South Carolina held on to get the victory. Both of these teams here are looking to, make headway in the SEC East to stay in that race. To be at the top of the SEC, one of those top three spots in the SEC East. And this game is very pivotal. So let's just talk about quickly, the Vols offense versus the Gamecock defense. So the Vols offense this year, man, it isn't as explosive in my opinion as it was last year, but it looks a little different too. It's always been a run-based offense. I know people see all the, high flying passes from last year and things of that nature in the up tempo, but it's still a run-based offense that likes to get you out of position and hit you over the top with the pass. And their running offense this year, I think, is better than it was last year. Now, the pass offense, I don't think it's as good. Um, but I think that's due to several factors. I personally think Hendon Hooker's better. I thought coming in he's better than more accurate than Joe Milton. I think they got some good receivers in Ramel Keaton and Brew McCoy and Squirrel White, but I don't think any of those guys are Jalen Hyatt or Cedric Tillman when he was healthy. So I think that plays in it. They lost their offensive coordinator, same guy that was with Heupel when he was at UCF. So I'm not saying that Heupel, isn't. I think he's still a good play caller, but I mean, it's something to be said when you lose an offensive coordinator like that. Currently, they're number 24 in total offense, though. So they're still top 25 in total offense, 463 yards per game. Their rushing offense is top 10, though, 230 yards a game. Their pass offense is what took a step back, 73rd in pass offense. So that's what's the outlier this year. Running backs Jalen Wright and Jabari Small and Dylan Sampson, man, all lending to that run game, and Joe Milton too. Hey, Dylan Sampson, Joe Milton got all the touchdowns or more touchdowns, I should say. I think Milton's got 5 rushing touchdowns and Sampson has 4 rushing touchdowns, or it might be backwards, flipped. On the other side, man, South Carolina's defense. Whew, listen, man, they're 120th in total defense. Let's not sugarcoat it. It's they're giving up 432 yards a game. Their pass defense is worse than their rush defense. Crazy enough, because they've always, in the past couple of years, had problems, stopping a run. But Their rush defense is only giving up 115 yards a game, so something's gonna break this, this weekend, whether it's Tennessee rushing offense taking off or South Carolina slowing them down. Now, South Carolina's pass defense, 126 in the nation. Now, there's only 131 Division One teams, man. These dudes are giving up 317 yards per game. So maybe this is a chance for Milton to get back on track in that pass offense. Against this South Carolina defense. But on the other side, man, listen, Spencer Rattler's been out to a hot start. He's top 10 in passing in Division One in the nation, 1,242 yards, 74%. Man, this dude last week went 18 for 20, man, for 3 touchdowns. He had more touchdowns than he did incompletions. But they also on that side of the ball are 125th in sacks allowed. Like, bro, South Carolina has to protect Spencer Rattler a little bit better. But I think one of the things that may help that, I think last game versus Mississippi State, I think they've settled in on the RB1, man. I think I want to say it's Anderson, number 24 for South Carolina. I think they know, listen, Dak's a great athlete. Dak Jones a great athlete, but Anderson needs to be getting that ball. And if he can run and take some of that pressure away. I mean, Spencer Rattler has been, unconscious with the accuracy this year and having all that pressure on him. So just imagine if they can get the run game going. Now, on the other side, Tennessee is number one in Power Five in sacks, or tied for number one, I should say, with Southern Cal. So they get after the quarterback pretty good too. So I don't know if that's a matchup that favors the South Carolina as far as them giving up sacks, because they're 125th in sacks allowed, and Tennessee tied for number one in Power Five in sacks. Tennessee's pass defense, 36, giving up less than 200 yards a game, but they do have sack leaders like Tyler Barron and James Pierce, who's going to look to get after Spencer Rattler. And then as far as trying to stop the Mario Anderson, the running back in South Carolina, is going to be Aaron Beasley and Elijah Herring. So they're the tackle leaders for the Vols offense. I think this is going to be a good game. The Vols are picked to win by 12 and a half. So let's get into just what I think the keys to the game are and the predictions. So I think the key to the game for Tennessee is getting off to a good start, rushing the ball like they have been, and not turning the ball over. And can Milton get going in that pass game against this pass defense of South Carolina that's not very good? On the other side, can South Carolina generate enough run game to keep the pressure off of Spencer Rattler to let him cook a little bit? And can somebody step up and help Xavier Legette for South Carolina? This dude is balling out. I know he hasn't done much in the past, but this dude is I guess he says the money years trying to get to the league, and this dude is absolutely balling out, whether it be taking a 5-yard pass, 70 more yards for a touchdown, or going deep and catching everything that Spencer Rattler throws to him. Maybe it's Trey Knox. I don't know. I want to say they got a couple of other receivers. Maybe Luke Doty's been trying to do his part. They put a couple of quarterbacks. It's crazy enough they have a couple of quarterbacks out on the field at the same time in some plays, with Dak joining Spencer Rattler and Luke Doty. Maybe you see some trick plays where some wide receiver passes or something like that, since Luke Doty can actually throw the ball. But that's the key. Can they get the running game going? Can they get the running game going and possibly slow down Tennessee's run game? 12 and a half points. Again, I don't think Vols have looked as explosive. I am taking the Vols to win this game, but I'm taking South Carolina to cover the 12 and a half. Just not any betting advice or anything like that, but just in case, just for entertainment purposes only. But I am taking South Carolina to cover the 12 and a half, but I'm taking the Vols to win this one at home. It's going to be hard. This is a night game at Neyland, and that's not an easy place to play at night. Hey, just go ask the Bama fans from 2022. So there it is, Vol fans, Gamecock fans, man. Get in the comments. Tell us your score predictions. If there's any injuries we don't know about that just recently, appeared or whatever that may affect the game. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends. Coach I and the Fan Addict Sports Network.
We got it jumping like it's that valley. I call my dogs out the pound, let's go eat. Turn on the Fan Addict. Let's have have a debate. Who really hold down the Southeast from state to state? What team hungry gon' eat everything up off they plate?